Hi, welcome to our guitar class. For today, we're going to talk about the parts of the guitar. As you can see, it's sort of shaped like our human body. It has a head, the neck, and of course a body. Would like to start off here first. This is what you call the headstock of the guitar. If you count it off, there's 6 ears here that you could see, or you could likely tell them that they're the tuners. They are the ones that change the pitch of your strings. And if you count the strings, how many? Of course, there's also 6 because there are 6 tuners. So starting from the first string, which is the highest sounding one, this is your first string, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth strings. Which means from the headstock, the strings are going through here and passes through this white thing here called a nut. It's made out of bone usually, or sometimes it's plastic. Here, get a closer look for the nut. There's your nut there. And then it travels through the neck of the guitar. Now, the neck of the guitar, as you can see, is very long because this is the part where you place your fingers and change the pitches. If we turn the back of the neck here, there's a different kind of wood. As you can see on what's in front, which is called the fretboard or fingerboard. If you see to the side, see that? There you go. It's darker here and it's lighter at the back. The back of the neck is made out of, in this case, I think it's cypress, and this is called ebony. The metal wires here that you can see would be called the frets. Where you place the fingers here, and of course the pitch changes by then, because what you're doing is you're making the length of the string shorter or longer when you go down. That's how the guitar functions. And now moving past the neck of the guitar, going down to the big thing here, which is the body of the guitar. In this case, this is a nylon string acoustic. You could divide the parts here to, this would be your top, and if we turn it sideways, that's your sides, and the back. Guitars normally have the same kind of wood for the sides and the back, and then they have a different kind of wood for the top. Of course, we'll show you different guitars later on, the steel string and maybe a sample of the electric guitar. Going through the strings, we pass by here the sound hole. Sometimes they have a decorative design here called the rosette. Let's see if we can get that closer. There you go. Yeah. There's a design around the sound hole. That's called the rosette. The sound doesn't necessarily come out of the sound hole, but the air is vibrated by the top of the guitar, or rather, the top of the guitar vibrates the air. That's why it sounds so loud, because the whole top pushes the air back and forth. Now going through here from the strings, we get to this part called the bridge area. This is the bridge where the strings are attached to the top of the guitar. Now in this case, the nylon string, the strings are tied down onto the bridge, and where it ends up here, let's see, this part. In this case, there's this white thing again here, which you call the saddle. So from end to end, this is the saddle, and then the other part is what you call the nut, which is here. So again, let me remind you, this is your nut, and the other white part is your saddle. So it determines the speaking length of the strings. That's how long they go. From there, well, there's just one thing here. It's called a pick guard or a tap plate. Some guitars have it, some don't. In this case, it's a clear design made out of clear plastic. It's just to help protect the top from scratches. I don't know if you can see it better here. There. As you can see, there's the outline of the pick guard. So some have it in a different color. Let's try to look at one other guitar. Here, this one is a steel string acoustic. And it's a dreadnought size. It's kind of big though. So you still have the same thing. Your neck of the guitar is here. And you have your tuners, but they are pointed up and down. One additional thing that they have here would be the position markers or the dot markers. It helps you navigate the fretboard or fingerboard. There's one located on the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and then the 12th. Sometimes there's none on the 3rd, and then it goes on to, what's the fret here? 15 and then 17. You might also be able to see them from the sides. So there are smaller dot markers at the sides there. See the small ones there on the 3rd, 5th, what's this? 7, 9, and then the double dots, they usually mean that you're on the 12th fret. When you get to the body, here it has a different colored pickguard. It's more for the design also. Trying to imitate tortoise shells, which, of course, they're an endangered species, and using that would be banned and would be bad for our environment. So the body here, top. Let's turn it around, and sides, and the back. There you go. This particular one is made out of rosewood, the body wood and the back wood. The top is, I think, made out of spruce. Now, you can still see the similarities. They have the saddle here, the white part here. You still have the nut, but there's something else that's happening there. As you can see there, they have 6 things here. This is what you call the bridge pins, because the strings are installed inside and then they're locked by these pins. Some other steel string guitar designs would have the same thing, but some others, they just put the strings in here. There are holes here where the strings can go. There. This particular guitar though does have a pickup. It kind of helps you amplify yourself. You can plug it into an amp or a PA. And then there's strap buttons here. That's why you have a strap here. The strap would help you play standing up or even sitting down. See here, it doesn't support. I mean, I don't have to support it with my arm here for the guitar to prop up. I'm using the strap instead. Now this is an electric guitar. As you can see, it's much more smaller in size because it's made out of solid wood. There's no hollow space in the middle for air. It's just made out of solid wood. Now in this case, the tuners here are all on one side. Let's see that better here. The tuners are all on one side. It saves space because they mass produce this. If you turn it around, there you go. It's all on one side. And then the neck is made out of one piece of maple, but there is a fingerboard or fretboard as well that's made out of rosewood. You still have your nut here. There you go. It's made out of metal in this case. And of course, the strings go down here. One other thing for electric guitars that you need to know is, of course, they have pickups. The pickups are the ones that sense the vibration of the strings because they're magnetic, and then they convert it into an electrical signal which gets amplified by the guitar amplifier. See, so these are your pickups, and then of course these are your controls for the pickups. They control usually the volume and the tone and some other switches that helps you choose which pickups are active. And then there are jacks here that would lead you to a cable, and that's where you plug it into the amp. Of course, since the electric guitar is smaller, you normally use a strap with it as well when you're playing live because it's hard to carry. It's a little heavier sometimes. Okay, so for a review that you got all those parts down and what their functions are, you start from the headstock, and then you have the tuners, which changes the sound or the pitch of the strings, as you can see, and here, there. And then you have the nut. You have your 6 strings starting from the highest, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. The neck here has your frets, the metal wires or the metal strips here, and then the fingerboard, of course, the body of the guitar, and then the top, which is the front, and then the sides, and then the back. Here you go. One additional thing here, you could usually call this the upper bout, the waist, and the lower bout. Or you can compare them to your chest, the waist, and the hips of your human body. And then you have your sound hole. I had some of the kids call this the big belly button. But yeah, it's the sound hole. And then you have your bridge, and the small white thing here is called your saddle. So I hope you can remember all of those. The next part of our video series would be how to hold the guitar properly and then the tuning. So make sure to watch the next ones. I'll see you around.